Okay, great. So we had a bit of what seems to be an unusual impact from the COVID lockdowns in Uganda. Uganda closed its airspace and locked down hard in March around week 13, like a lot of other countries in the region. But what we noticed on the internet exchange, instead of an increase, was actually a sustained drop in traffic when that occurred. You'll notice on the bottom graph there's a rebound in week 15, but that was because we added a new peer and was not like a rebound properly from an adaptation to the COVID lockdowns. So we lost a couple gigs of traffic on the exchange, and from our observations, we assume that we know that fixed office connections are the primary method for many users to get online in Uganda. A lot of people don't utilize it still on their mobile phones, but they have a fixed internet connection at the office, and so they'll utilize it heavily during the day, not only for work purposes but personal purposes. And a lot of the enterprise ISPs, enterprise-focused ISPs, saw a reduction in traffic as everybody was forced home, of course, right? So that drove people to mobile network operators more, and they have a lot of on-net CDN cache nodes. So we don't see that traffic as much because a lot of the enterprise ISPs are picking their CDN traffic from us. And then when people shift onto those mobile networks, it hits the on-net cache nodes that those mobile networks have. And so that traffic leaves the exchange. And then also another thing that we believe affected the traffic at the internet exchange was that people don't have a ton of disposable income or savings. And so as the lockdown affected people's livelihoods, we think that also reduced the amount that they had to spend on internet from the mobile network operators. And also the mobile network operators, as they are throughout much of the world, are selling the internet as a pay by the byte service. And so people became reluctant to use it as much. We also have social media attacks and other things in Uganda that kind of discourage use on the mobile networks. And so we can't really see what happened on the mobile network operator side. We can only see what happened to the exchange, but we believe there was an impact on their side as well. A lot of work in Uganda just can't be shifted to work from home as well. It's just not the nature of a lot of the enterprise activity. But on the bright side, we did eventually see a return to growth. There was a sustained valley, but there was a return to growth that's not included on this graph. It probably happened, I would say about 6 weeks in, we started to see a gradual increase again. And I would say we've seen accelerated growth since then. I just looked at the graph before I started speaking now, and we hit 16 gigabits per second today on the internet exchange, which is a new high for us. And I think that's a reflection of the accelerated growth that we're seeing after the economy has finally managed to adapt a bit to the changing circumstances, and lockdown measures have eased, and the new normal is now sort of more in effect.